Warning, if you would much rather learn Sims lore on your own, this video is not for you. Originally known as Miss Crumplebottom, Agnes Crumplebottom is a well-known Sim who appears in all 4 games in the Sims franchise. Though a well-known widow, why is it she never changed her last name or remarried? Was it simply not knowing how to cope? Or are we looking at the case of a Black Widow? Agnes Crumplebottom is the sister of Cornelia Goth, both coming from very old money. We're talking medieval old. Finances were never an issue for either sister. This is important to note as we investigate further into what shaped who she was. In her young adult years, Agnes fell in love with and married Eric Darling. The pair were quick to begin the process of building a nursery for a future child before they went on their honeymoon. Before Agnes could dare to even change her last name to that of her husband's, tragedy struck, and Eric drowned to death. Heartbroken by the untimely passing of her husband, Agnes was left with a broken heart and an unfinished nursery for a child that would never be. Now, why did she go on to be a woman full of scorn? From her description of her Sims 3 household, we know that Agnes was seeking suitors, yet the ghost of her late husband haunted the grounds of their home, scaring Sims away. If this was out of jealousy or vengeance, we need to take a look at how Agnes behaves later on in her elder years. Agnes becomes a woman who scorns anyone who dares to show affection to their partners in public spaces, making a name for herself as a bitter old widow. It's clear she has a distaste for those who get to embrace their love where she didn't have the same luck. While she continues to pursue knowledge and can be found playing chess or reading, she isn't someone who is sought out for obvious reasons. Now to understand why it is she ended up this way. From what we know, she genuinely loved Eric Darling. It wasn't a marriage that benefited her, as her wealth was hers through her family's legacy, seeing as they were planning a child before their honeymoon, and perhaps even their wedding. It's fair to assume that she had nothing but pure feelings for Eric Darling when he met his tragic drowning. This brings us to the reason why she never went on to remarry. She wanted to move on by the looks of it, while she was still a young adult, though was deterred by the ghost of her very own husband. Agnes had no choice but to hang on to her grief and deal with being alone. Eric haunted their home, and it seems Agnes became angry with herself in her later years because of the literal ghost of her past. She took her feelings out on others, verbally and physically attacking Sims on dates out of jealousy for what she didn't have. Agnes had no reason to kill her husband and was simply a victim of a broken heart. While it's sad she chose to take her frustrations out on others, Sims can rest assured they are down one possible Black Widow.